Hello and welcome to this extra erotic episode of DWN Productions THC podcast. I was going to say special by, but it's sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at BOYGOB.com now with 27.3% more bricks. Joe, how was your week? Drink any good teas lately?
What's I'm having a peppermint something or other right now, tea, and trying to find this so I can share it. This thing where you're talking and we're talking about tea, but I don't know what the fuck's going on
Are you
with.
drinking peppermint tea because you're getting into the holiday spirit?
I am, and as everybody knows, I love Christmas time. I love December. Uh, the joy that the Christmas lights and the trees and little Santas and elves everywhere brings to my heart. It's great, man. It's great. I don't know. This show's not appearing anywhere. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah.
It may be appearing in the hearts and minds of millions.
The fucking Facebook's getting harder to navigate and do shit. It keeps on wanting to change my shit. Let's see. Share. There we go. We is live. Yeah. So now all the chat is going to get flooded, and yeah, we're probably going to crash the internet. Yeah, this week it's been expensive. Yeah, expensive. My vehicle is in the shop, getting that engine rebuild going, and will I have it back this week? I don't know. It's a holiday week, so things are kind of fucked. I just did the Preserve Halloween Festival. I did my part to preserve Halloween. So you guys thank me. Halloween will still be back next year, thanks to my efforts and the efforts of a few other people that were there.
Now, I'd like to know how the show was, but if you could speak up a little because it's hard to hear you over the brick knocking.
Yeah, there's a pretty loud mechanism going on right now, and I can do about that. People wait to do their fucking laundry until I'm going to record this show that's listened to by thousands. And
At one time.
at one time it was. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I
But
looked into it, Joe. It seems out profanity has a lot to do with that.
yeah, that's true. If
And
you once you're past so many fucks, then I don't know, you're flagged or something, and you just more people don't see it that way or something.
yeah, and it's other words and stuff like damn and hell seems to be fine. But when you say stuff like, oh, getting my cock sucked or fucking and sucking, getting raped, Corey Feldman,
And not
then
to
they
mention all the
kind of.
racist triads you go on to about, and the way you're
I've been
putting
trying to
down
warn people about Russia for
homosexuals.
years.
Of
I've
course,
been,
that's not what you call them. And also women. You're constantly berating women on the show.
well, that was all the fucking and sucking I was talking about.
Well, that was also your thing about homosexuality too. So, and Arabs, but we all
Or as I like to call them.
oh. So yeah, preserved Halloween, saved it for yet another year. The Great Pumpkin will be back.
So
Uh,
how was the show? It seemed
Slow.
odd.
Now, uh, I don't know what it was like quite last year because I wasn't there. My buddy Roop and his brother set up for me last year, and this year is me and Roop. And Roop said, "Yeah, it's a lot more busy this year," which it was slow. You know, we were doing fairly well for that amount of crowd. Luckily, I didn't have expenses like hotel, and I didn't have to rent a vehicle, and travel and shit like that. So that was good. Um, let's see, some of the celebrities that I interacted with. One of them was Lisa Loring, who was the original Wednesday Addams on the Addams Family show, and she was rolling around on a wheelchair, and our handicapped listeners, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. But
Was it
yeah,
because she was old or because she had the quote unquote bottom knocked out?
they said she had just had hip surgery or something. I don't know what that entails, but anyway, she came. She saw my metal piece with Gomez and Morticia Adams. She goes, "Oh, I really like that. If you'd be willing to do some trades, you know." Nope, I'm good, lady. I'm good. I don't, not chasing down autographs unless you wrote a comic or something,
I'm
or a book.
surprised you didn't say something like, "Hey, you got any nudes?
Well,
You
she did.
old
I
bitch."
think, I think she did something or other with Playboy, but not like full on nudes or something. But
It's
anyway, I
probably
didn't ask her
something
for
like
that.
Play Ghoul.
Yeah. They had some people there from Halloween Town, which I've never seen, and I don't know, other old JBL was there. Guy's not a real cowboy, Tom. Did you know that? And you know how I know? Because when he took his hat off, he would set it down where the brim is on the table. You're supposed to set it down where the top part is there so it doesn't mess up your brim. Real cowboy with the wearing folks, they know that shit. But he didn't do his research before trying to sell the gimmick.
Did you call him a pig fucking piece of shit and then slap him in the chops?
I asked, where the fuck's Ron Simmons? That's who we want to meet. Ron Simmons. But yeah, that was it. Didn't stick around after the show for any of the after activities or whatever. Just got out of there, got home, and passed
What
out.
kind of after hour activities they have, like trunk or treating?
They were showing movies and stuff, and karaoke,
Hmm.
and they had a thing with video games and shit. You can go play video games. Um,
Or you could watch people play video games.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Which is the thing that kids do now. It's like, but it's got to be, I guess, on YouTube. So if you film it real quick, you can show it to the kid that's sitting behind you, and then he'll pay attention to it.
All right. I know how we're going to get ratings. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my virtual boy.
There you go. VB, they called that thing.
Volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was all right. And thank you, Greg, Melody, and the rest of the Humble Entertainment group for continuing to send my work my way throughout the year. I appreciate it. And yeah, it helps me get through my year. What can I say? Thank you.
How's that tea? Good?
It's done.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
just
your,
keep
your
drinking
week,
like
Tom,
it. There's
how
something.
was your week? And why are you so dressed up?
Wearing this fine paint rag from FastCustomShirts.com. It was all right. I think I got a lot done. The last few days, I was pouring these little micro busts. They're not big, maybe 2.5 inches, maybe. I don't think they're any bigger than 3 inches. It took a few rounds of getting it to cast right without air bubbles and shit. I'm on my second mold now. Hopefully, I don't have to make a third, but I ran out of cups today. I've been using the same cups to measure how much of each part I need. And then I'd pour one into the other and mix it up so the parts would be equal, you see, because the mix ratio is 1 to 1.
You got to keep them separate but equal.
Yes. So I ran out of cups and I had to run to the store. Unfortunately, they were out of the cups I was using. So I had to buy bigger cups and it fucked up the ratio that I was at because I knew how much to pour in the other ones. And it's a trial, Joe. I've had this one in the mold for about 2, maybe 3 hours now. When I wake up, if it's not fucking cured, I'm gonna have a real fucked up one, and it's going in the garbage. I'm sure goo residue will be left on the inside of the mold, so I'll have to clean it out with acetone and start the fuck all over. But I have 74 of 100 poured, so woo.
And is this for a job or just shit you're doing for the
Yeah,
holidays?
a fucking blowjob.
All right, so you're doing it to give somebody a job.
No, for the love of the game.
Okay, all right, all right.
I just make stuff, 100 of one thing, and then throw it the fuck away, just to prove to myself that I can. Like I'm a big man.
Yeah. Well, I know you did 100 of these.
No, I did 104.
All right, all right.
Speaking of those, Joe, those will be on sale this Thursday and Friday during the DWN Productions Black Friday sale. So head the fuck on over to dwnproductions.net and get 33 the fuck percent off most things. That's dwnproductions.net, motherfucker. But yeah, it was another week. It was another fucking week.
Yeah, well, hey, welcome, Angela, to the chat. Welcome. Yeah, our chat is filling up just as I predicted it would.
Mm, just like you get around June, all filled up. But anyways, Joe, we got to get down to business.
Let's do it.
And this is enchilada business. So last week you said, "Oi, mate, you gotta fry them tortillas a little bit. Get them in there, but
That's
not
right.
too much. Just get them in there a little bit."
Doesn't
And
take
they
long because that grease real quick.
it does. So I did that, and just very slightly better. I don't think that was why it's not as good if I would go out to a restaurant and have actual Mexican people and or Vietnamese people who know what they're doing
Yeah.
making this stuff. So Joe, how you being a quote unquote Mexican person, tell all two, three, including me, four, including Lori later, how you, as a Mexican person, would make, as you say, enchilada.
Well, you're making enchiladas verdes, which I don't do,
Yes,
right?
you fuck.
No, I fucking beef is the way to go on all that shit. Uh, on occasion, I'll make chicken enchiladas, but it's a rarity. It's a rarity. But yeah, what I do is you go from the oil, heat them up, flip it, heat them up, get it the fuck out of there so it doesn't start to toast on you. Then once you got them piled up, you go to your sauce, you know, flip them in there, throw them in the pan, start throwing your shit in there, roll them up. Then you're good to go until you have the pan filled up and covered with whatever you're covering it with, and throw it in the oven. You're good to go. It's not a hard process. It's just a messy process.
Okay, well, I mean that's all pretty much what I do. However, since I'm a wop, I don't roll them up, Joe. What do you think I do?
You make a casserole.
You kind of make it like lasagna.
Yeah. You do layers and shit, don't you?
I sure do.
Yeah. You
Why
probably,
wouldn't I?
hey, this thing needs some extra olive oil. Yeah.
So I don't know, Joe. I don't know. I might have to ask old Enrique next time we go down to the Anita Casa
You should. You should.
and say, "Hey, I don't want to come here anymore, but I like your food. How do you make it, you
How do you
fuck?
make it so I can do it myself and cut you out?
Here's $20."
Yeah. Fuck all that money you're sending to your family back in the old country.
Would you say it was? Switzerland? You fuck. So you like movies?
I've been known to watch a movie or two. What'd you watch this week, Tom? I know you're always watching a movie a day during the month of November.
I wouldn't say that. But last night I watched the new Polonia Brothers joint called
I wasn't aware they had a new one.
Yeah, they do.
Both of Polonia Brothers
Yes, the
t-
father and the son.
together again.
No, the father and the son now because they're brothers in Christ, you see.
Mm.
Because it's all about good, clean humor with them. And lots of fart noises, Joe. You always say, "Oh, Tom likes this because it has farts in it." Tee hee hee. And I'll tell you this, motherfucker. This shit had so many fucking fart noises, like way more than you should have had. Probably in parts it didn't need it. But every time I laughed. So at least that fact, excuse me, is true. Anyways, what is House Squatch about? It's about uh, uh, a house squatch, which is in actuality maybe a gentleman. I don't know, but somebody in a very, 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 very cheap gorilla costume. It points, it looks like that fur fabric you'd buy from Hobby Lobby, hot glued on a long sleeve shirt. Doesn't look great, but at least action movie superstar Ken Van Sant's in it. You'll remember him from our favorite actors with a mustache list. Ah, shit. It's another fucking Polonia, probably shot in 2 days maximum. Garbage ass movie with a lot
Where'd
of
you watch
fucking
this?
parts over it. I think this was an old Tubi, like that song "Hang On Tubi,"
Mm-hmm.
Tubi Hang On.
Yeah, I know it
Yeah, you ever sing it in the shower?
all the time.
All right, but yeah, it has some funny parts, but if you're not adverse in the world of Polonia Brothers Entertainment, I wouldn't say, "Hey, go watch this one first." Go watch some other ones first, but not this
Which
one.
other ones?
Joe, I'm be honest with you, I'm real tired, and I was trying to think of something while I was saying some other ones. That's why I was saying it a little slower.
Maybe
Uh
Splatter Farm?
no, I'm not a fan of that one really. Uh
Head on over
Hollow
to Alternative Cinema and buy the Splatter Farm feature.
Halloween night. All one word, not Halloween night or Halloween night, but Halloween night. All one word. Go find that one. It's about a killer scarecrow. Boy, does it suck. But so does all their other ones. But it's funny to laugh at. Are they trying? We'll never know. It's a gimmick. Maybe is it? They think this is good. I don't know. In House Squatch, like their running joke in this fucking movie is they made, you know how fucking you do because you're in the cryptid community or whatever the fuck they call it. It's all about footprints and shit, right?
Yes.
So they got some fucking black poster board and cut out Squatch footprints and they put them all over the place like, isn't it cute? It's not. Wasn't funny the first time, wasn't funny the fucking eighth time. I'm sorry, but no. It's and this one's directed by the father and the son, so there's a weird amalgamation of styles going on, but somebody says son of a bitch in it, and that's a staple of a Polonia Brothers movie. A weird motherfucker with a shitty Pennsylvania accent saying son of a bitch, so Ken Van Sant and his frizzy fucking hair. He's in it. The guy who says Scarecrow like a big dickhead from Halloween Night, he's in it. And I mean, it just sucks. I got some entertainment value out of it because I like hot fucking diarrhea garbage dumped on my
Dude,
fucking head.
me too.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say go and watch this one as your first foray, Ken, into Polonia Brothers Entertainment, the world of, if you will.
All right. Well,
Thank
Tom,
you.
I watched a movie called Solemn. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know for sure because this movie is a West African country movie. I don't know what country exactly, but it is about three mercenaries, three badasses, Tom, that are known throughout whatever country this takes place in as I forget what they call them. Let's call them the badass guys. So the badass guys are smuggling a drug lord out of the country because the country decided, you know what? Let's fucking kill all the drug lords in our country and end the drug problem. So they've been hired to get him out of there, but the plane that they're flying out has been shot. You know, the fuel tanks. They got to land. And guys thinking, well, I know this village right over here. We'll just go and hide out at this village for 2 days or so, get some fuel, go back, repair the plane, and we'll get out of here. But there's sneaky shenanigans going on in this village, Tom. The people are kind of freaked out, freaky. The guy that's running the village, he's kind of a little too nice, you know. And turns out this village is they got to make sacrifices to some spirits that are made of, it's like CGI flies. It's like, and they're surrounded by CGI flies or something, you know. Real shitty effect, and it's probably the only shitty thing about this otherwise good movie, which turns out to be a revenge movie. You know, so here's our spoilers part for those of you that want to turn this part off. The mercenary got him there on purpose because he was once a child captive in this community, and he's gone back to kill the main guy that used to fuck him when he was a kid. And he does. He gets his revenge, but now they got to get out of there. They got to escape these spirits too, Tom. And it's pretty good. It might make a list. It might. It's definitely on my possibilities list. You know, like I haven't gone back to make any definites, but this is a pretty good movie. It's got good music. I'm watching it and trying to figure out what language is that, because it's part Spanish, part French, part whatever, Swahili. Crazy language, but good movie. Good movie. Would recommend. Solemn. I think I saw it on Shutter. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that's how it's pronounced. But if you're a racist, stay away. I think there's maybe one white person in it, maybe not. You know, but yeah, stay away because even the spirits, they're real dark and everything too. So you're not gonna like racists. Hey, what'd you watch, Tom?
Well, you said the music was really well done in this.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of music was it, Joe? Do you remember the score?
I don't remember it, but I may go put it back on and just to have the music in the background, you know, while I do my sculpting and measuring stuff in cups.
You just remember you were captivated by it. You
I
were
was. I was like,
enchanted
shit,
by
that
the
sounds
rhythm.
good. I was like, fuck yeah, that's a good music for being stuck in the desert for a little while during this scene.
This movie takes place in the desert, huh?
Part of it takes place in the, but I think that whole country is a desert, Tom.
Hmm. We'll see. We'll see, Joe. Hey, Joe. You know who the Aqua Teen Hunger Force are?
Yes, those are those fast food things.
Those fast food things.
Yeah, there's like one guy that works at Fazoli's, one at McDonald's, and I don't know what the other one is, a piece of paper or something.
Yes, that is. It's not the burger, but it's the paper that the burger is
Hey,
wrapped
there
in.
you go.
That's the third member of the
Yeah.
team. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a cartoon show that I don't want to say launched with the or the original Adult Swim lineup because it did come early, but it wasn't one of the original things with like the two Space Ghost shows and home movies and shit. However, it did premiere pretty early on in the infancy of that block of shows. Anyways, flash forward to I don't know how many years. What are we looking at now? About 20 years now. And
Yes.
everything from 20 years ago is getting a fucking movie on a streaming service. If they think they can get a little bit of money out of some old nostalgia or something, God bless it, they're going to try it, Joe. Did you ever watch this one?
On
Obviously not, because you thought it was a fucking hamburger wrapper, man.
on occasion, I would watch it. They would integrate like real backgrounds and stuff, and there was an Italian, stereotypical Italian guy in it. That not the meatball, but this other guy that was just in like a wife beater and some medallion or something and sandals. You know, typical WAP stuff.
Yes, that would be Carl, the next door neighbor.
Yeah, him. He had a swimming pool, an above
He
ground swimming pool.
he did. He did. And that one makes a cameo in this, the second Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie
The
called.
swimming pool makes a cameo.
It does,
All
but we'll
right.
get to that.
Okay.
So 20 years later, we have a second Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie called Plantasm. That's
Hmm.
kind of ironic how that works out.
It is. It is.
This has nothing to do anything, no references to Phantasm or anything in it. But in this one, the team has disbanded. I should say maybe this takes place after the series, but I haven't seen the first movie, and I watched about half of the complete series of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I know they changed their name at some time halfway through or something. Didn't watch any of that shit, but I did watch all the old original shit. Anyways, now the team is broken up. Frylock works at the Amazon type company. That is the paper guy who is wrapped around the hamburger. And then you have the actual hamburger himself who is working at a dog shelter where he sleeps at night. And then we have who was the other one? I forgot what you said the other one. And the tampon,
An umbrella.
the umbrella.
Yes.
And the umbrella is homeless eating at soup kitchens
Are they still
and shit.
teens?
No, but that is addressed in the movie
Okay.
that I think about it. So instead of getting into all this fucking bullshit about a dumb fucking little cartoon movie, Joe, it's pretty funny. I had some fucking good laughs. Probably never watch the shit again, but it's worth checking out.
Running time.
Uh maybe 74ish minutes. They
All
make a
right.
joke about it, like saying, "Ah, you thought you were gonna get a full length movie, you piece of shit, but this was made for streaming. Oh, suck a dick." And it's just
Good
like,
deal.
got him, I guess. But yeah, I was just listening to myself talk about this movie. That's just like, yeah, it's rambling on. I understand why people don't listen to this shit now, let alone watch. Fuck. All right, Joe. What do you? What? Nah, I don't give a fuck. Boy, God.
Tom, here's one that you recommended to me, and this is another Shutter release or whatever. Mad God.
I don't. Yeah, I might have recommended it.
Yeah, this is a stop motion type movie. That it's about. I don't fucking know. don't know.
It's
Some
about life and how
claymation guy
cruel it is.
that goes exploring, and yeah, things are real shitty, you know. But hey, you know what? You didn't need to go to subterranean levels to see how shitty life is. You know, you can just fucking step out your door. Um, it's cool, you know. It looks cool, and you know, hey, kudos to you, dude. It took a lot of work to do this shit, but fuck, is it boring? You know, it's like this should have been like 30 minutes, 45 tops. It didn't take that Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you know, route and let's do an hour and 14. Now this goes like 135, you know. Um yeah, and it's just too much. It's the same shit and it lingers on shots, you know, for way too long. And it's repetitive to where if you do nod off, which I did, you know, you can nod and you can come back. It's all shit happened, so fuck it. You know, you don't really miss anything. Uh, I can't recommend this. You know, I can't recommend more than 5 minutes of it to somebody. Check it out. Say, oh, that looks cool. You've seen the whole movie right then and there. You know, there's nothing that it builds up to that's spectacular. That's like, oh wow, this was definitely worth the pay up. No, it's not.
I mean,
You
the
know?
cuckoo clock. Time's up.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Those things always sound cool, but even that is not good enough for me. Mad God, right, Tom? I give it the fuck you. Oh, I take that back. Moderators or whatever of YouTube and Facebook and everything else. I didn't mean to say fuck you.
I mean, fuck you might be okay, but you
Mhm.
can't. You probably can't say, "Hey, go get fucked."
Yeah. Well, this movie can go get fucked. That's
I liked it. I mean, I'll
yeah,
probably
no,
never watch it
no,
again.
Tom. Yeah, you will. You getting it for Christmas?
Oh no! Thank fuck Walmart will pretty much fucking take anything, even if you don't have a receipt. $3, that'll do, pig.
I don't
That'll
know. It'll
do.
probably have 6 commentaries, and I know how you are with that shit.
Well, I mean, I do have a Phil Tippett documentary on Blu-ray, so
Yeah, that's streaming somewhere too. That's probably a better watch than this. I don't know.
it's a nice companion piece. I'll say that because not a lot of it, but a good majority is him making the fucking movie. So, but I mean, this movie he was making for like 30 fucking years or some shit. So, you know what I'm saying, G.
I do. I do.
But I mean, it's if you're if you like looking at weird shit and you want like a miserable life is meaningless movie, then check it out. But man, like it is very boring, very repetitive, very ugly, but still like good to look at. Like wow, look at all the detail and shit. It's not like the most exquisite work you've ever seen, like every fucking picture's like pristine and all that, but it's I'd say for the art, for the craftsmanship and stuff like that, it's definitely worth checking out. But it's like a fucking 80 Tool music videos put back to 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 back with a slightly better music.
So a couple of other people said that, but I've never seen a Tool music video. So
I mean, it's all just kind of ugly stop motion, like weird looking characters and shit. I don't want to say, hey, go look at it because I fucking hate Tool and all that garbage, but I mean, that's the close. Joe, have you ever seen the 90s stop motion television show Bump in the Night?
no,
I was just like that. Go look up Bump in the Night,
no.
claymation, just like that. Would recommend, Joe.
All right, I'll pass because you recommended Mad God.
So, Joe, I watched Mad God. It's all right.
Hmm.
You ever see a Long Kiss Goodnight or The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Is this with Samuel L. Jackson,
It is.
where he's a spy, maybe? And
No.
I don't know, Mimi Rogers or Gina Davis, one of
There
them.
you go.
Okay. I've seen parts
Yeah.
of it and kind of forgot what it's all about. It's one of these things where she doesn't know she's a spy, maybe.
Yeah, she has amnesia, so she starts out as a fucking suburban white lady, average soccer mom, PTA member, and shit. But Joe, the last 8 years, she couldn't remember who she was. Because 8 years ago, she woke up somewhere, probably raped in an alley, and she has amnesia. And now it's up to Samuel L. Jackson to help her get her mind back. Turns out she was Jane Badass, super spy the whole time. So, she goes around doing super spy stuff. The end. It's almost there of being like a ridiculously bad movie that you gotta recommend because it's so fucking stupid. I mean, it's fucking stupid, and if you want some dumb '90s shit, check it out. But it's not on that level of oh shit, you gotta see this.
So this definitely doesn't seem like your type of flick. What made you watch this in particular?
It was on the Grio, and I was just looking for something to watch. It started when I happened to be flipping through, so I said, "All right, I'll watch it." I was just, pouring these little things. So, like, there's some good stuff in it. She starts to remember, like, she's super spy badass, and she's teaching her fucking kid how to ice skate. And her kid keeps falling down. She's like, God damn it, quit being a stupid little bitch. You got this. You're gonna fucking do it. God damn you. So she cries and she doesn't do it because, she's yelling at a little kid and shit. And as we saw in Speak No Evil, that doesn't really work. So at the end of the movie, old Gina Davis is fucking like dead. I forgot if she got shot a couple times, but something happened and she's dead as fuck. And yeah, she got shot by guys in a helicopter. So her daughter comes back, runs up to her, and says, "No, damn it, you can't die, mommy. No, no." And then she comes back to life. So that was pretty fucking funny. But yeah, there's a lot of almost. It's almost. Maybe watch it. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It was fine as a watch, a lot better as I thought, but so fucking stupid. And this is like pre 9/11. Like all the fucking conspiracy theories about nine. Oh, it was an inside job by the government to get more money and shit. That's pretty much the plot of this fucking movie. And those are the bad guys, the government agent who's gonna cause a terrorist attack to get more funding for their sector, but Jane Badass might know. Does she really have amnesia? You have to watch the movie.
To take away some of their freedoms.
Uh-huh.
So she had shamnesia. It was a big scamnesia.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me write that down. That's my new rap song. Scamnesia. Fuck. You know what? We'll call the album Scamnesia.
I gotta write that a little better.
So, Tom, flipping through the streaming services that I have, and
Can you quit being a fucking racist and
the
just
free
say
ones,
Filipinoing through the
free
streaming?
ones. Um, I watched a movie that said it was a 2022 release called "Don't Say Its Name." Turns out this is a 2021 release, and I think Voodoo just puts everything to say 2022, so you'll watch it, but they got me. Now this movie starts out with a lady walking down the road. It's a snowy night. She's a Native American, but I guess a northern Native American because it's snowing. And there's this truck on the road, and the truck's just kind of like coasting along, and she's thinking, well, fuck, somebody's out here to rape me. The truck runs her over, and then the movie starts properly.
So you're saying she was raped by the truck?
Oh, yes.
She was molested by the bumper of that vehicle.
It was on her. It was definitely on her. And so the movie starts, and something is killing people that have this certain logo on the sides of their vehicles. It's the logo of a mining company, a company that's raping the land, Tom. So yes, the second rape in this movie is this company raping the land.
Let me guess. A white guy's company?
Yes.
Fucking white guys.
I know. What are you gonna do?
Spit on the ground in disgust.
So what we get, is the camera view of whatever's coming to kill him, and then like the person like will have like scratches on him and shit. And
big scratches.
Okay, yeah, big scratches.
Shit.
And or they're holding their guts in, and then they'll just like drop them, that good effect there.
And then you get like a shot of their feet with the guts hitting the ground.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
So I'm thinking, hey, this ain't bad. This is kind of like the movies that Sci-Fi Channel used to make before they changed their whole thing and started doing wrestling. That was the downhill shit for Sci-Fi Channel.
EC Dub.
Yeah, so it's all right, and it's the acting is competent. This lady sheriff. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, this lady sheriff.
So the town drunk.
And a lady game warden. They are trying to find out.
What the fuck is this? The land of make believe or some shit?
Trying to find out who or what is killing these, but they think it's a serial killers. And it takes them a while to realize, oh, this is like a spirit or something. I was thinking it was a monster, but no, it's not, Tom. It's a spirit. And the movie's going along pretty good, but then they show the spirit. And it's a dude in like paint and clothes that works at a local haunt would wear. Looks really shitty. And then like they'll shoot it. They'll shoot the spirit, and then it turns into a CGI lightning mist type monster, and it looks fucking horrendous. And this ruins what could be otherwise be a decent shitty movie. It just turns into a shitty movie, and because of that, cannot recommend. But anyway, this angry spirit was from the girl that got killed at the beginning. Like her mom, like held onto her heart, didn't bury her heart, and got her heart to like keep beating and cause anger out there, and to go after the mining people. Do not recommend.
Describe this makeup a little more, if you don't mind.
Like white with black around the eyes, and the nose, and black around the mouth a little. There is a poster for it that I guess shows it. Let me see if I can bring that up. Let's see. Okay, not that one. No. Yeah. And there's nothing in the movie about like, hey, this is called the Wakwanto, but you can't say that. You don't want to say Wakwanto. You don't say its name. That has nothing to do with the movie.
Wimatanye.
Yeah. But you could see that dude, right? Like working at a local haunt and crouched like that.
I mean, I could see that guy on stage rapping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. In that one voice that they all use. Yeah.
Go this way. You're gonna die.
You got
Keep
amnesia. You
moving.
got amnesia. You don't remember nothing.
Your mind's in a freezer. There you go. There's your hook.
There it is.
Joe, I watched Day of the Dead. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, not the holiday. The
Okay.
George A.
Oh
Romero,
no.
the holiday. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to fucking what is it? Appropriate someone else's culture like you're doing to me, and I'm gonna go to a Preserve Dia de los Muertos or whatever the fuck festival, and I'm gonna go there and sell shit that I'll go there and sell fucking nothing. That's what I'll do. And say, "Oh, why did I come here?" And when the fuck is this in? What day is May? Is that when Day of the Dead is?
No, it's the first of
Okay.
November. November
Well,
1st, Tom.
okay. Well, I'm gonna have it in December.
Okay.
Right during Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Cancel. I got one of those Google things or something in here asking me what I need. So now music is going to start playing or some
No, you got
Don't play anything. Turn off. Please. There's a ghost in my wall,
you've
Joe.
got 5 copies of Day arriving tomorrow.
Fuck. So Day of the Dead, the
This one is the
George
one that's in
A.
color, right?
Well, Dawn of the Dead is also in color, Joe.
Blue is the color for that one.
Well, I mean, a lot of the zombies in Day of the Dead, if you haven't watched it in a long time,
It's been a long time.
they resemble some of the zombies in Dawn of the Dead. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good makeups in Day of the Dead, but there are also a lot of makeups in Day of the Dead that do resemble Dawn of the Dead makeups. But when you got to make so many zombies up, it fucking for one day, that tends to happen. Anyways, in this one, it's the end of the fucking world, Joe, because zombies and zombabies, even though they don't show them, but there has to be little dead zombie babies crawling around and shit. And I'm sure some fantastic filmmaker out there has made a movie with zombie babies for a budget of $250 that they shot over the weekend that is highly entertaining and a fucking cult movie classic. But that's not what we're talking about, Joe. So fuck them zombabies. Don't do it. It's a figure of speech. But we're talking about Day of the Dead. This we focus on a group of people in a bunker. There are a bunch of army types and
With stupid
doctors.
nicknames.
Excuse me.
They all got dumb nicknames. Do I
Well, I
remember that
mean,
correctly?
Squirrely Joe, that's kind of a shitty nickname, but that's the only one I remember. Uh Let me think. For nicknames, I know one of the characters' name is Steel. That's the best character. Cracks me up every fucking time he says something because it is highly offensive. And there's Rickles because Steel says, "You fucking killed Rickles." He says it like a fucking asshole. Again, cracks me up. And then there's a black guy who says, "Tombstone." Don't remember his name, but I remember he does that. And then the doctor's name is Frankenstein. Sergeant Chucklenuts. I think that was Joe Pilato's name. I cannot remember. But it's good. It's a group of people with one lady. Somehow she hasn't got raped yet, but that's neither here nor there. Truthfully, I think old Steele and his little hedgehog buddy are doing a little fucking and sucking on the side. That's how it comes off, because that black dude and his buddy are definitely in a relationship in their trailer on the outskirts of this cave or mining system, wherever the fuck it is. So this is a group of people. They're stuck underground in this military facility, and I guess the guy who was in charge just died. So now old Joe Pilato is taken over in charge, and he is fucking gone. He is fucking nuts. Everything that has happened and the shit that he's going through has just fucking crumbled his mind, and he's fucking nuts. And he just clashes with everybody, and everybody clashes with everybody because it's the goddamn zombie apocalypse, Joe, and tensions are running high. It has awesome effects, awesome fucking zombies. It's just a really good fucking movie. One of my favorite fucking movies, and I would highly recommend it, Joe. This is probably my favorite zombie movie, and definitely, if it's my favorite zombie movie, it would be my favorite in the trilogy. What do you think about this one, Joe? Good stuff? Heard they call you Jello Boy.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I really don't remember it all that well. I remember it had some good scenes that, of course, that iconic one where all the zombies rip the guy up and just start pulling his guts out and shit.
Joe got him!
I like this one more than Dawn of the Dead because Dawn of the Dead is, I've told people, is stupid and boring. But I like Night of the Living Dead more than this one for sure. But I do got to rewatch
Tom
this.
Savini's Night of the Living Dead?
I got to rewatch that one too because it's been a long. But I remember being, when Patricia Tallman becomes a badass at the end. I remember thinking that's stupid.
Well, she had a man's haircut, so she was trying to play the part at least,
Yeah.
Joe.
Since she didn't get the role of Billie Jean when she was in that movie, she wanted to play her this time. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta watch it again to decide for sure. But I'm glad it's your favorite, Tom.
It's
Hey,
good. There's a lot of tension. It's a very trying to think of the word. Bleak. A very bleak movie, I guess.
because we're the monsters, Tom. We're the monsters.
Yeah, that's what it all boils down to. Fuck. Sorry, everybody. I'm very tired tonight.
Yeah, so lobotomy, I will watch it because it's Tom's favorite.
It's no mad god.
Logan, you are. We're all the monsters. We're all the monsters. That's all I watch, Tom.
Bop, bop, ba, da, da, bop. Yep, me too. Hey, Joe. Fuck, where is it?
Oh shit! Look out, Tom! Look out!
Don't mind my hand.
He'll take that out in post.
No, I won't.
Probably
I'm not even gonna fucking edit any clips tonight.
Phantasm 2. This one doesn't have like another title, right? It's just Phantasm 2.
Phantasm 2. Never mind.
Farewell to the Flesh, or something like that. None of that.
It's Phantasm 2, a lover's warm embrace.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen this one since I saw it in the theater when it first came out. So it's been a while. The last movie, Phantasm, ended with what? Like a dream sequence, or it's all a dream, but it's not, because the tall man was there hanging over old Michael's bed and shit, like about to take him and kill him. But this movie shows that more happened after that. This takes place right after that scene. And Reggie, he's fighting the Jawas. The Jawas have come into the house, and he's like I don't know, gonna blow up the house is the only way to get rid of him. So they do.
See, reasonable.
Yeah, they fight off the tall man. He gets Michael out of there, and the house blows up.
The
And
end.
yeah, Mike's been in the old asylum all the time, and he's had plastic surgery while he was there because he looks completely than he did. Of course, it's been a few years, so yeah, he's changed a bit. But yeah, they got a different guy to play Michael this time. Why? Tom could tell you because he's listened to all the commentaries. He's read all the magazine articles. Why did they replace old Michael, Tom?
Because Universal was giving him money for this one, you see, and they wanted an actual actor to be in the movie. They let Mike audition, and I'm pretty sure Reggie had to audition to play Reggie as well, but they did not pick Mike. They went with fucking Jack Foreman or whoever the fuck this guy is, whose name I have no idea what it is, but he does look a lot different than old Mike. And the gentle fellow who plays Mike in part 2, I can't remember seeing this motherfucker in anything else ever.
Mm-mm.
But he stands out as fucking a very recognizable guy because he played Mike in 1 out of 5 Phantasm movies, and that's fucking weird.
So yeah, while he's been in the asylum, he's having visions or some shit about some blonde chick that is not the blonde chick in this movie. It's just some random blonde chick, I guess. That
I mean, they're fucking mutants now, and they're linked telekinetically.
yeah, she needs his help. Because the tall man is coming for her or something. I don't know. But anyway, he's done his time at the asylum. He's given his walking papers, and he meets up with Reggie.
The asylum for children who are almost molested.
Right. So
But it was all a dream.
they're
He
driving
was
back to
just so
Reggie's house.
disappointed that he was never molested that he just sunk into a very suicidal deep depression. So he had to be incarcerated at an all-female fucking asylum because he would pop giant boners at the janitors, just imagining that, oh, one day they're going to get old and try and molest me. So he'd just fucking sleep with his ass up in the air, just waiting to spill applesauce or whatever breadcrumbs he had left over.
Like he was stuck in the cot.
Oh, help me, I'm stuck under my pillow. I wish there was an old man to come and fuck me. But that never happened, so he was just so depressed and had to be locked away.
So they're driving back to Reggie's house, and Reggie's house blows up.
The end.
Ha ha ha. Now it's your turn to go to the asylum because now your house blew up. But no, they decide, fuck it, let's go on the road trip that we talked about doing before you went to see the asylum. And first, let's break into a hardware store and build some weapons. Yeah, they're going on the road. They're going to hunt down the tall man.
But, they know that breaking into a hardware store isn't right. Even if the fucking, whole town's abandoned because of, the Umbrella Corporation and the T virus.
Out of
They,
this town.
they still leave them some money and even a little extra to get their door fixed for when they come back. So they pay for everything they steal and broke because they are white, and that's what we do.
Yeah,
the right thing.
We just know that, hey, these guys just fucked up somebody's business, but they're good guys, So they're on the road, they meet some chicks. Reggie gets laid.
Oh, does he?
Well, we'll get to that. And this chick, her name's Samantha Phillips. She would go on to be in the Dallas Connection and a bunch of other like those Cinemax type movies that are not quite porn, just have smattering of nudity here and there. But she got a really weird fucking breast implants before
Augmentation.
augmentation. She had some work done, and she looked fucking weird with those tits she got. Um,
Is it
really pretty
because she
lady.
wasn't
Yeah.
ample and they had to stretch that skin a little too much? So maybe things start looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like she's got billiard balls, stuck in her. So it's just weird. It's not like she didn't even go all out and let's just fucking make this obnoxious. Instead, she just like got them made weird. But she would also go on to find success as the producer of the Busty Cops series of films, which we
What?
will review on this show at some point. The trilogy, or unless they made four of them, they might have made four. But anyway, here she's riding Reggie like a cowgirl.
I mean, she's riding Reggie like cerebral palsy may be in her gene.
It is a very horrible sex scene. Uh, it's very silly. And what goes on from there? More fighting, all man's, more of the balls floating around, and projectiles being thrown off of because the balls will just fucking drain you. And there's something that usually balls get drained. This time it's the balls doing the draining. Weird little thing going on here. Yeah. So what the Tallmans does is he moves from town to town and sucks them dry, drains their balls, and
No, their balls drain them.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, this movie, it doesn't have that dream quality that the first one did. But it's more of like a straight up horror movie, but it's good. It's a good straight up horror movie. It's uh, they like you said they had more money for effects. Who did the effects in this?
I'm almost 100% sure that it was K and B.
I think so. I think you're right. And so anyway, they kill off the Tallmans and they jump back in the hearse. They're getting away with a hearse, and then they stop for some reason. Oh yeah, turns out Reggie's chick isn't Reggie's chick. It's the again. He's been people. What he does, he disguises himself as a woman, fucks him and then kills him. But he took his time with Reggie, and Reggie gets out of the car. Tallman kills him. This is the last we'll see of Reggie. I haven't seen part 3, 4, and 5, but I'm sure they're not going to be as good because Reggie clearly dies in this. He's left on the road, and then the Tallmans, we are left to assume,
He was left behind.
Yeah, we're left to. Well, no, he's dead because he was like Tallman's. I think like fucking punched a hole through his chest. And shit. Yeah, and, cut his balls off, then drained them.
Gross.
And I'm guessing he killed Michael and the blonde chick, and the end. It's got a like evil wins again in this movie. So yeah, I like it. It's all right. It's not as good as the first one, but it's a decent sequel.
Yeah, it depends on what day you get me on, but I always go back and forth on which one I like more, this one or the first one. Just depends on which day you get me on because they are two totally different movies. The first one was an independent movie, and I don't want to say the second one was a big budget Hollywood studio picture, but I mean for a horror movie at that time, it kind of was. They had offices on the Universal lot and all of that shit. So, I mean, this is a more standard, a more linear, not so what the fuck's going on here movie, except for the fact that they blow the fucking tall man up at the end, but then he comes back. But that's kind of par for the course, Joe. The effects in here are pretty cool. The tall man Freddy Krueger monster that comes out of fucking old what's her nuts Jean Grey's back. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I like it. As for a sequel goes, I think being locked up and not knowing what the fuck's real and what's not, having this weird wanting to get molested fetish, and then going on the hunt for, the guy who is trying to molest you is it's pretty good. It reminds me of Hard Candy, Joe. Have you ever seen that?
I have.
It's about this young boy who's picked up on the internet by this older man, and then this young boy gets his revenge on this older man. And when the young boy shows up, the older man's like, "What? I thought that I was getting a girl. What is this?"
And he's like, "Oh well, come on in."
Yep.
Yep.
And then you know what where he tries to go, Joe? He tries to go to Fucktown.
Mm.
Can you believe it? to to Fucktown with this young boy.
So one of the things I liked most about the first Phantasm was the music. They use kind of the same music here, but it's kind of a little bit more hip. They got elements to it, and it doesn't sound as good.
How did it sound?
I don't know.
You sure?
Yeah, it sounded like that's it exactly. Yeah,
Pretty good. Yeah,
Phantasm.
it's good shit. Uh it has the classic line, you think when you die you go to heaven, you come to us, and then the priest pisses himself. I think the sphere effect was shot a little better in this one from a better angle. Probably could have done without his ear getting cut off, but I know you gotta up the ante a little bit. I
Mm-hmm.
think I like this sphere kill. I think I like this sphere kill just a little bit better than the one in the first one, because I think the angles on this one is pretty good and shot well. Although in the first one you did have that nice faux mausoleum background, so I mean it's kind of hard. You like the angles or you like the scenery, but they did an okay job not really making the interiors of this one look like a church. But there was a priest in it, so I guess it was a church. Old
You
deep
like how
south.
they angle them to the side so they can hold the hose at a strategic area so the fluids in your body can flow out. Unless you're the Tallmans, and then it's yellow fluids, kind of like the top of our thing here.
Oh shit, I didn't even put two and two together.
Mm-hmm. That equals five.
Oh shit. So I would recommend this one. I think it's so far we're 2 for 2 of these
Yeah.
being pretty fucking good, Joe.
So next week we'll be reviewing Phantasm 3, Deader. And unfortunately, that one does not have Reggie because he clearly died at the end of this film.
Luckily, it does have an African American woman's in it taking its place, and she has a haircut like Jax from Mortal Kombat, so she will fuck you up and probably stick boots in your dick hole. I forgot what the fuck it was called, but if you want to know what sticking shit in your penis hole is called, go sometime next year pick up the new release of Fisted on DVD, and you will learn what sticking shit in your penis hole is called. Hey, Joe, you ready to swing into another fucking fantastical issue of Spider Man?
This is issue what, 137?
138.
138. Issue 138. This time, Spider Man goes back to his apartment, which has been destroyed. You remember the Green Goblin left the bomb there? And the landlord comes up. Hey, your apartment has been sabotaged. I'm tearing up your lease. Not fucking legal. They can't do that. But,
What is this mess? He tears
so
up the lease.
So this is Peter's opportunity to go live with the man that he's been obsessed with since high school. And that's Flash Thompson. Says, "Hey, can I be your roommate?" Flash says, I've been wanting this since high school. So yeah,
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.
and they're buddies
Come
now.
on.
They're realizing how much they have in common. Like they're both homosexual, and they stay up all night talking. It says, of course, this was during the comics code, so talking means something else,
Well, I mean, nowadays it's clearly eating each other's butts.
right? Duh. But turns out in Flash Thompson's neighborhood, there's a baddie living there. A guy called the Mind Worm, a guy that was born a freak with a big head, and he like drove his mama crazy and then killed his dad with his mind control powers. Then he goes to the orphanage and is being bullied and molested by the other kids, and he kills them too or fucks them up
There's
with
this one
mind power.
fucking bully kid there at the asylum. He's a real fucking dickhead. Because truthfully, this hamster man, what the fuck's his name? Wormwood? Mindworm?
Mind Worm.
Mindworm, the fucking man who looks like a fucking hamster.
Mhm.
Like in actuality, he has a fucking like hydrocephalic deformity disease and a cleft palate. So he's like one of those babies that, nowadays the doctor would
That you
come in and
and
when
say,
he
"Hey, we
got
can
the
put this thing to sleep
ultrasound.
for you." Yeah, you don't need to go through with this.
But yeah, but this was a different time back
This
then.
was
So
1974, folks.
they're really picking on him and they send him off to an asylum because at that time that's what they did. And there's this one bully there. He knows he's not right in the brain and he tries to take advantage of him. So he throws this gray wig on him, Joe. He throws this gray wig on Mindworm. And then this bully, well, his name was Mike. He pulls down his pants and backs up hungrily and chases Mindworm with his pants down backwards throughout the fucking asylum trying to get molested.
This is Tom's theme for the day: asylum molestation. Uh, Spider-Man beats the shit out of him pretty easily, and it's a throwaway issue, as most of them have been.
Why wasn't he called Hamster Man or some shit? He looks like a little fucking gerbil man Richard Gere would have used as a fucking chair.
But he's built. He's a built hamster man with a weird proportioned body that I don't know. Not good.
He's a West Hollywood hamster man.
Not good. Meanwhile, in Marvel Team Up that same month, the Chameleon tricks the Hulk to bust some
Put
of
this
his
wig
buddies
on.
out of jail. And Spider-Man fights the Hulk for a little while, and then they don't fight, and it's not related to anything here. So that's all I'll say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I enjoyed this issue just because of how ridiculously stupid fucking Mindworm, which Hamster Man or Gerboltra or some fucking. You need to go do something.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Looks like something's going on, just like
Looks like
3
you woke
inches
up, Tom.
over there. Well, I was drinking pop, you see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just think for how ridiculously dumb old Mindworm looked, I would say, at least Google image Mindworm to have yourself a good laugh because he looks like a hamster faced fucking idiot. It looks like his whole head is a hamster. Like
He
not
is a
just
stupid villain.
hamsters.
And
No, it's pretty good.
let me see. Let me see. Let me do a little
Don't
research for
don't get the newest version of Mindworm, where he's just like a drunken hobo in an alley with a hydrocephalic head. You got to get the OG with his fucking sweet tank top and shorts that are probably a
It's
little
shorts and sandals. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're right. They did use Mindworm again later on in more modern comics. Yeah, I thought maybe this was his only appearance.
No, he's a MCV, a Marvel Comics villain. Should have called him Old Hamster Man or something for sure, because Mind Warp doesn't really go with that guy's fucking face, Joe. But hey, enough of you just looking at images on your phone. You like lists?
I've been known to enjoy a list or two, Tom.
This one was pretty good. Took me a little bit to throw together because I had a lot of things to choose from.
Yeah. So this is our favorite death scenes in film, books, comics, what have you.
Pop culture.
Pop culture death scenes. I have from the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the DC 12 issue series, the issue where the Flash dies and he dies fighting the Monitor, and it's one of the very few senseless deaths in comics. You know, he's actually being heroic, and it's pretty cool. Rest in peace, Barry Allen. You clearly died here. You're never coming back. Then I have the shoe from Roger Rabbit. You know, the Judge Doom, he takes that shoe and slowly dips it into some kind of fluid he has that kills Toons, because Judge Doom, he hates Toons.
The turpentine or whatever the
This
fuck.
painful and horrific death for this shoe. Then I have Sam Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. He makes a very inspirational speech. Then a shark jumps out and kills him real quick. And the first time I saw this, I got a good laugh out of it. Then I have Marvin from Pulp Fiction. It's a guy that Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are taking to talk to the boss or something. They're driving and he's accidentally shot his head off. And it's a pretty good little death scene because it was
For
unexpected.
absolutely nothing. You know who Marvin is?
Yes.
Could you name his name?
No, but he's in a
Phil
lot of
Lamar.
a lot of comedy shit, Mad TV, like all that stuff. He's all over the place.
The voice actor now. He was in Spectacular Spider-Man, but I forget who.
Joe Robinson.
Probably. You should look that up. Who did Phil Lamar play in Spectacular Phil Lamar played Joe Robinson. Joe Robbie Robertson.
And then my last honorable mention is Reggie from Phantasm 2, because it was a surprise to me because I thought he would for sure be in the next 3 movies, but he is obviously dead at the end of this, lying in the road, just fucking dead. Back from that. Sad day.
Those are your honorable mentions.
Indeed. Indeed.
Sorry, I'm just writing a note for myself. Joe, my honorable mentions are as follows. The many deaths of Kenny McCormick in South Park. It's classic. You know, it was a tradition for a while. They at least have to make an honorable mention. And
Almost
then
made
almost, but it didn't. So spit on their shoes. And then I have Ed Harris's death in the movie Knight Riders, where he just says "fuck it" and gets run over by a semi truck.
I feel
Cracks me
you, Harris.
the
I
fuck up.
feel you.
Excuse me. And then I have the Tim White lunchtime suicides from WWE. It was like this thing that WWE would put on their website, and every week Tim White would fucking kill himself in a different fucking way. My favorite was when he ran into a giant fan and then the announcer got covered in a bucket of blood. I had a good laugh. Other Suicide attempts included self-inflicted gunshot wound and drowning himself in a fish tank. And this was WWE official shit. Good stuff. Would recommend. And then I have Ted Denslow dying in basketball. He choked on a hot dog, Joe. I can't believe it. And finally, I have one that it almost made my fucking list, but it didn't. A lot of people talk about the fucking Jason sleeping bag kills. Well, fuck that. In the prophecy, a bear stuffed a little kid in a sleeping bag and threw it up against a tree, and that motherfucker exploded. If you want a sleeping bag kill, go see the prophecy. Would recommend.
Hell yeah.
And those are my honorable mentions.
At number 10, I have Edward Woodward in The Wicker Man. You know, all that shit through the movie, and they're finally like taking him captive and leading him up to that Wicker Man, and he sees it and he's, Lord Christ, no! And just starts praying, you know, the whole time. Like he's, you know, he's obviously like a Christian man throughout, but yeah, at the end, he's like, he knows he's dead, and he's just praying like a motherfucker. And sorry, buddy, these heathens are gonna kill you. Your God can't help you.
And his head was covered in CGI spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, I have from a movie we watched not too long ago, Feast, when the little monster fucks that lady in the mouth and then she shoots out all that milk and gets blown up. What a terrible way to go. But it cracks me up because I'm a piece of shit.
At number 9, I have Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. He goes up to the gangsta's house and tricks them so they can shoot him and kill him.
Mm,
But he
fucking
did it
pricks.
as a way of self-sacrifice, you know,
To
to help.
save the neighborhood from
Yeah,
gentrification.
that's right.
But the exact opposite happened, so he died for nothing.
Mm. But that kid got that sweet car out of the deal.
Hell yeah. Number 9, I have Kevin's death from Sin City. Marv just chops him the fuck up. Stray wolves are fucking eating him. And he's just sitting there with that stupid fucking look on his face. And Joey gets his head cut off and he never screams. Can you believe it? And then to add insult to injury, his head's given to a priest. And he probably does stuff with because he's a priest and it's a
Mm-hmm.
young boy's head.
Yeah, old Marv was upset. He couldn't even get a scream out of him.
Fucking prick.
Mm. At number 8, I have Hodor from Game of Thrones. This poor retarded man died, and it was a sad, sad moment. And they flash back, or they go back in time, and you see the origin of Hodor and why he died and why he said that shit all the time. It's sad. It's sad.
Rest in empowerment, mindworm.
Yes.
Number 8, from Day of the Dead, I have the scene where Joe Pilato gets torn apart and he says, choke on him, and then comes in a zombie's eye.
But they don't. They just ate him. They didn't choke on him. So, joke's on you, Joe Pilato of the
Rest
Pilato
in
brothers.
empowerment. Palladio.
At number 7, I have Omar from The Wire, the badass of the show that got through and escaped so many attempts on his life, only to die in a convenience store, shot by like a 7 or 8 year old kid while he's trying to buy some smokes or something.
Should have went through the drive-through.
Shoulda.
Number 7, I have the sphere kill from Phantasm 2 because I like the angles better, you see, Joe, and because it happened to a priest.
At number 6, I have Ben from Night of the Living Dead, the best in the trilogy. Uh,
Tony
yeah,
Todd.
because this was shocking. You see, you didn't expect old Ben to get shot, just by.
And I didn't expect you to fucking stand up out of your seat and start clapping either, but you did, you fucking piece of shit.
I did. I did. It was a different time.
No, it was yesterday. It was fucked up. You and I, we were here and we recorded a fucking commentary that we can't release now because the whole fucking last 3 minutes was like, yeah, he got what he deserved, and a whole bunch
Mhm.
of beeps. And I was like,
Well,
oh,
actually, Tom was like stuck under the couch, telling me that he dropped his
oh no.
and if he didn't find it, he'd have to go buy some new cups, and his measurements would be thrown off.
And
So
I kept throwing this wig at you, calling me Mike, Michael. It's either Mike or Boy. Those are
call
the
me
only.
Mindworm.
Oh shit. What are we on, Joe? Number 6,
Six.
and it's you, I think.
No, I just did six.
Oh, all right. Well, my number 6 is that time Jack Frost raped that lady in the bathtub. You remember that one? He raped her to death.
I did.
Number 6. It's a Christmas classic.
She was stuck in the shower, you see,
Yep.
and he helped her out. All right.
He helped himself in, really.
At number 5, I have Maud. She killed herself in the movie Harold and Maude. Took a shitload of pills. She said, "Hey, I've lived enough. Life's been good. I'm done." Which is a good thing, after, if it's good, go out on a good note. Don't wait till it gets shitty again, because it will. It will. Sad moment, though, for Harold, as he finally found somebody he loved.
Hmm. Number 5. I have Street Trash, where that hobo drank the Viper and then he shit himself out blue into that toilet. Spooktacular. You got to show that to children. As early as children can understand anything, show them that scene and then try and potty train them. Fucking ghoulies. Go and shit your fucking eyeballs out in a toilet and turn into fucking blue goo.
Well, that'll teach him to not be drinking, too.
Yeah, goddamn fucking drunks, or at least not be drinking liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of not drinking, those sons of bitches aren't selling pseudo sue at the store anymore. Even though I talked to the fucking guy 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'll make sure that we stock it at that location for you because you always buy it." And now I'm over here drinking water with the fucking shakes and shit.
Yeah, as you were walking out the door, he was just like, "Fuck you,
Mm-hmm.
buddy. Hey, scratch that pseudo sue off the list. Fuck this
Mm-hmm.
guy."
Yep.
At number 4, I have Oi, the Billy Bumbler from the book series The Dark Tower by Stephen King. This is a great character because it's kind of like a dog, but it can talk a little bit. It can just kind of like say, like, he would say, He wouldn't say Tom. He would just say, You know, the lovable character that meets his fate, and it was a sad moment in the book for me.
Did some guy hit him when him and his master were out walking?
He was protecting the quartet, yes, and
The
the
cocklet?
guy he was protecting him from just kind of like hit him real hard, fucked up his back, and then threw him at a tree, and he was impaled on one of the limbs. So it was not good, not good, Tom.
You know what I never see? Is those limbs of trees sticking out like that are sometimes used in horror movies to impale people on. Never see limbs growing like that, Joe.
But that doesn't happen in Texas movies because we don't have trees like that, Tom. That's more of a northern thing. It's more of an East Coast, northern East Coast thing.
Is it though? It's a main tree.
Yeah, yeah.
I
All the
see.
trees are like kind of like this little tree you got down here. These trees. So those are some impaling type trees there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Lobster bark?
Yep.
I see. Because they're claws, right?
Crab cake trees they call
Ah, I see. Joe, number 4,
them. Yeah.
that fucking drug dealer got his head crushed in by the weights in the Toxic Avenger. That still holds up as being fucking awesome. Would recommend. Doing drugs, that is, not getting your fucking head crushed in.
Right. Having to look for another drug dealer, not so cool.
Fuck no.
Yeah. At number 3, I have Spock from Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
The
Spock
Wrath
gives
of
up
who?
life to save the USS Enterprise, and it is a sad, touching moment for Star Trek fans everywhere. Rest in peace, Spock. He's never coming back because he was clearly dead at the end of that film, lying on the space street.
Pulling a banister.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. My number 3 is that yuppie who got his fucking head sawn in half at Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That bridge is a lot bigger than you'd think it would be, Joe.
At
10
number
mile bridge, they call it.
10-step bridge. At number 2, I have Roy Batty from Blade Runner. And Roy Batty makes a speech at the end. It's his soliloquy, his death soliloquy. And I
Then
tried
a
to look
shark
those up
jumps out.
to see if we had any films that were like that. If somebody said something that was real meaningful while they were dying. Not a whole lot of movies like that. But this one, old Ray Batty, he's gone. He was a robot, though. A robot.
So did he really die or did he just break down?
He broke down.
You got the
But
red ring of death.
but they're obviously never going to fix him, Tom. So he won't be in Blade Runner 2.
Joe, my number 2 is from the fucking hit motion picture Hatchet. And it's where old fucking Vanessa Crowley takes that fat lady's head and separates it like a goddamn Pez dispenser. That was cool as shit. I remember seeing that shit. What's his name? Fucking old Jimmy Green. He brought this clip to a convention, and we were sitting. Our tables were set up next to him, and he's just like, "Hey, you fat fuck, you like effects and shit? You gotta come see this clip from a movie I'm doing." So I was just like, "Oh shit, that is pretty fucking cool." And then I saw the movie and I was just like, oh, that was pretty cool. But that's the coolest thing in the movie. So maybe you should have left something to the imagination. But that's okay because that kill is fucking awesome, Joe.
Tom
Would
said at the end
recommend.
of that kill, he ran to the theater every time a Hatchet movie came out. That's no bullshit.
You're not wrong, Joe. You're not wrong. Well, you are wrong because I don't run.
That's
Because the
true.
socks would bust.
Right. You can only have so much compression.
That's right. And once that fucking leg fat starts to jiggle, it'll just start busting the seams, and then you'll have elastic pieces flying it, and the unvaccinated will be struck in the face with elastic shrapnel and the tears of a fat man who's about to lose his feet only because of his love for yogurt with 8 pounds of sugar in each cup.
It's even sadder than the tears of a clown.
Mm.
And Tom, and that really gets to me. It's really an emotional death scene every time, and that is Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. Oh, Wilbur loses his best friend, uh, his friend that saved him from going to the chopping block time and time again, but he just can't save her. When it's time to go, you gotta go. Sad shit, man. Sad
Mm.
shit.
Mm. Well, my number one involves a lady giving a gentle fellow what people in the 80s would refer to as a Hummer. However, she was not hummering this gentle fellow. This gentle fellow actually had a parasitic monster living on his body, and she was actually hummering this monster, and this monster ended up eating her brains from the inside of her head. And this is from the movie Brain Damage. Good stuff. Cracks me up, and I'm sure to get this fucking Elmer's head in her mouth, her jaw would have had to unhinge like some kind of fucking snake. But that's okay because the scene's silly enough for me to still giggle my balls off. So, Joe, those are our favorite death scenes in pop culture. I forgot what the fucking list was.
He's
Joe,
down off of that caffeine.
next week we're gonna do well shit. I was gonna say our saddest movie moments, but a lot of yours will be repeats. So Joe, next week we're gonna do our saddest movie moments since I already had it written the fuck down. Everybody, I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you get nice and drunk so you can head on over to DWN Productions. We're having the fucking Black Friday sale. Only 2 days this year, but it's still 33% off almost everything. The barber mask isn't on sale, shirts aren't on sale, and the 5 pieces that I'm bringing back that will only be available during the sale will not be on sale. However, most of them will be at a reduced price. So head on over there Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and for the love of fuck, buy something. Joe?
I will be at the Horror for the Holidays market thing in Austin on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're in the area, come on by, buy some shit. Uh, Thursday
And you
night.
don't have to come on by. You can come on gay or straight too. All people are welcome.
Hee hee. Um, yeah, Thursday I'll be starting the Black Exploitation Friday sale. So all Black Exploitation type shirts will be on sale. This may be the last time we do this at this price. My shirts are cheap enough, you cheap motherfuckers. So I don't know. Check it out or don't. I don't know. I would prefer that you did though. Yeah, that's it.
So enjoy your Thanksgiving. I hope you're only if you're American. If you're not, fuck you. Get to work, you some bitch. But if you're American, happy not if you're Native American. That's a dark day for you, and I apologize for what we did to you. But if you are, if you, this is a terrible holiday, and we shouldn't celebrate it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Native Americans. Sorry. Boy, God.